What's going on, guys? It is DigiWatch TCG coming to you with another Market Watch now. Most recently, we've had some leaks and reveals of BT13, which is a Royal Knight support set, and it looks pretty fun, honestly. I like the support, I like what's being put out there, and I also will have a video out kind of discussing some of the more recent cards that were dropped, and I can't wait for it to come out, honestly. And because I'm not the only one who's excited, other people have also been looking to pick up stuff that is Royal Knight support, starting with Digimon GX, which we're going to get into in just a moment. Of course, I just want to mention before that this is TCG Player. I'm not an affiliate or paid or anything like that from them. But it is one of my main places I do go to check prices. But also keep in mind there are other places. There are eBay, there's your locals, there's your friends. So always check those places as well when you're choosing to buy some cards. Sorry, my voice is a little sore. I had a very busy weekend. So the other thing is I'm not a financial advisor, and this is really just something to mention. This is my opinions. This is speculation into the market for Digimon cards. It's always up to you whether or not you think it's a good pick up and if you have the funds for it. So with that said, let's get into it. So starting things off, we'll talk about Digimon GX. It's the big elephant in the room. Digimon GX pretty much is a support card for every single Royal Knight because it has an alternate Digivolution thing. You can pay 5 to Digivolve from a level 6 Royal Knights in its traits. That means whether it's red, yellow, blue, green, indigo, whatever the color it's going to be, you can Digivolve on top of it, and as long as it has Royal Knight in its traits, and then it copies the when Digivolving effect. A big thing about BT13 so far is all the Royal Knights revealed all have when playing on play and when Digivolving effects. So it will always be able to go over any of those cards and copy an effect, if whether you have one in your hand or your trash. So it is something to keep in mind. You cannot play this card in the Yggdrasil deck because you cannot Digivolve on top, but it is something to keep in mind regardless. So that said, you do have this little bit of a spike you've had from about the $35 mark at its low toward the end of the year and beginning of this year, and it's probably hit the $40 mark. Now, in my opinion, I think this is going to start going up higher and higher. Additionally, we do have the regular Digimon, which also looks really cool as well, and it is going for right around the same price. It was low at $20, but now it's reaching the same price as the alt art. Now, if you have the choice between the two, it's always up to you. I personally like the artwork from Digimon GX. I think it's really nice with the swirling colors around it, but this one is also really good, and I know that I pulled a bunch of these when I got some cross encounter. Not complaining, but it's nice to know I have a bunch of these. So anyway, with that said, for these ones, you know, if you're looking to just get cards to play with, absolutely. If you want to, this would be a best time to try to get the lowest copies of them, but there are only 3 on here right now, which means that most likely it was a buyout. Just because you see over here, pretty much from the last couple of days, it's gone from $35 up to $42. Maybe not a buyout, but definitely a lot of people got their copies now, sooner than later. So it's just something to keep in mind. So moving on, I looked at the Sistermons here just to see what was moving around, and honestly, the only things I found were the Sistermon seals. The Blanc didn't really move too much, but the seal over here, the one that's from Double Diamond, this one actually was less. Even though I know it says market price 23 and it's currently 21 lowest right now, it actually was at $17 a few days ago, and it went up to 21. This one here also was low. It was around $22, $23, and now it's back up to 28. This one's from BT10, this one's from BT6. Personally, in my personal opinion, getting older set cards is always a better idea because you find less of them on the market in terms of like opening a box and pulling them. So it's just something to keep in mind if you are looking to pick those up. This one I would stay away from though, personally. The Event Pack 3, I'll say a few reasons why. Even though we had new Bao, Huck, and Huckmon announced for that set, they're okay. They're sub. They're low, but this is still like the best card. Looking at the top 5 and getting like pretty much anything in your deck to your hand is just very, very valuable in my opinion. The only thing is that Event Pack 3, we still have quite a few more events that will have them. I know in the beginning of last year when I started doing regional events, we had Event Pack 2 that was being given out. So I'm assuming that they're going to do the same thing once we have an Event Pack 4 that's announced. Additionally, Nationals is giving a lot of Event Pack 3 out as well. So just something to keep in mind if you are looking to pick up your cards. I would probably hold off, and I'm sure more of these will end up being on the market. The same thing sort of for Bauhuck, and this is coming from someone who would love to sell his 2 copies of this card for something like around $47-50, but I think it's still a better choice to wait on this and see what else is revealed in the set, and if this is something you're going to want to play. So just something to keep in mind. Now, one card I actually would kind of look at in terms of like urgency is the Magnamon alternate art. It's just been constantly going up, and honestly, I don't know where it's going to stop. I know that initially on release it was around $40, and now it's actually more than that price. It's back to what it was originally. Let me see if I can even look at where it is here. So the highest it ever got was around $57, pretty much in July when armor was like very, very big and being used, and then it dropped a lot over the next couple of months. But as you can see here, it started to go back up again, and you see here $43 should really be kind of like right around like this spot right here. So just something to keep in mind, and also the artwork for this card is just so good. I personally love seeing this artwork anywhere. So something to keep in mind. Another card to keep in mind was Contourusmon. We only know one card of support for this card so far, which is Richard Sampson, I think his name is, and he's basically can warp Digivolve. I forgot the name of the rookie. It's like Kuromon or something like that. But you could basically warp it into Contourusmon. And this is BT1, so you don't have this in a lot of circulation, and as much as it kind of crept up in price, I want to see a little bit more of what's going to be revealed in the set before I make any hasty decisions. It was going for $4 or $5 before, and then it just like tripled in price maybe. But yeah, I would just kind of slow down on this card, but still keep an eye on it. Going into some of the Alphamon, we have a bunch of Alphamon stuff support coming out, and this card was a low at one point at like $10, and I don't think like anyone's radar was on this card at the time, but now we are getting the support, and it's already up around $22-23, and then we see 13 listings here. So I don't know how much this is going to be used. I know it's usually a 3 of right now, but Alphamon might end up making a resurgence toward the end of this year, just for how powerful it actually is. So just something to keep in mind. Going along with that, this has spiked so much. I saw it a few weeks ago at $25, and it's at $40. We're approaching that time where this is going to be $60 again. So we'll see. Something to also keep in mind is the regional participant pack of Darugamon. Now, I'm only talking about this one because it's a foil version, and I feel like when you're trying to like make your stuff max rarity, this is still a decent buy because it is a foil of a card that's not normally foil, and you could get the champion pack or the finalist pack one, and that's fine. But I personally think getting a couple of copies of this is much more budget friendly, and you still are able to bling out your deck. So I do kind of like this one as like a mid rarity one. Now, one thing I will show here is the Lord Nightmon, and this is Event Pack 1/1. I'm kind of annoyed at myself. I was very close to buying this card at $30. I just didn't have the money on me, and I knew, I was like, man, I should. And then they started making the reveals, and I was like, oh no, man, just missed it by this much. But I'm sure I'll have another time in the future to eventually pick this up. But with Lord Nightmon, Event Pack 1 practically is non-existent. You really can't buy it anywhere, and you're not really supposed to. And yeah, there's nothing being given out either. The only way really to give this is if you somehow trade with someone or whatnot. $64 is a lot for this card. And just to be fair, and for everyone to kind of know why this is starting to spike up again, is because there was a new Lord Nightmon that was revealed. It's a 3-cost purple card. Not 3 costs. A purple card that has all the same stats as this Lord Nightmon, and basically is when Digivolving, you return a Lucamon from your trash to your hand, and then if your opponent attacks on their turn, you gain a memory for every Digimon you have on your field. So in the same spirit of swarming your board, the purple version is sort of a support card in my opinion. I feel like you still play Lord Nightmon the way you normally used to do it. And the only thing that you should be kind of waiting on and seeing what comes out is maybe if you get like a purple support card or yellow purple support card or something like that, dual color, that you can digivolve into either one. Maybe we'll get a Nightmon that's a purple yellow that has an effect of maybe minus DP reduction and recycles a card. I don't know. But it's amazing that they actually incorporated a Lucamon in the card text. So that's really interesting to me. Anyway, we only have a few copies, 6 copies here, until it's like a max here at 250. Core TCG is the one I would probably go buy the most here, being about $70 as an average price here, but expect it to go higher. And just for a little bit of comparison, you have the Lord Nightmon of the event pack Alt Art Gold stamp. That's about $200 right now. So it did go up as soon as that. Well, actually, I take that back. It didn't really move too much, but we have 5 listings here, so I don't know. Don't know about that one. Another one we had here, I brought up 2 versions of Nightmon. This is the one that you can play from your hand if using the Lord Nightmon's effect. This is the only foil version of the card. You have the online finalist, and then you have the online participant. I think that if you're looking just to foil out your deck, maybe getting the Nightmon that's the online participant is better bang for your buck. And it's just more affordable. In my opinion, I think that is probably the best way to go on this one. But if you're looking to max rarity, you have the finalist, and you have the champion version, of course, that's sold out, but this is $23. So for practically about $100, you get 4 copies of a Nightmon that you may or may not play. But again, I think you should wait till more stuff is announced. You have that card here, and then we have this here I wanted to show too. This is the Event Pack 2 Bushiyangamon. It has been going down, but I'm wondering if it might start to creep back up. We saw that over the last couple of days, it has sort of been seeing a little bit of a spike in price, and right now the lowest price is a 0 feedback seller for about $3.50, $14, $15, right around what the price of the next one is. So I do think that both of them are pretty much even with each other. I think that you can probably buy from either one, and you'll get I really like the artwork. Just to mention, I do love this artwork. I don't know if it's worth getting multiple copies. I think for collection purposes, 1 is enough. But if you're looking to max your deck and you're playing Lord Nightmon or doing something like a yellow-purple version of a deck using this archetype and stuff, where you have Rush and you can play this for free, maybe you do want to get a couple of copies of this. But lastly, the last one we're going to talk about is Lucamon. So like I said before, Lucamon was announced in the card text, and this makes me think that they may have some other Lucamon support in the same set, because they wouldn't just mention Lucamon without giving another card of Lucamon. So I think we're going to get another Lucamon relatively soon. But over here we have a couple of people who bought out this card, up about $17, $18. It is less than 20, I think, is a decent price, but I will try to get a couple of your copies of your Lucamon if you don't have them already. But with that said, that's the Market Watch for today. Hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.